Hello and welcome back to your version of Heaven on Earth. We are here on this channel studying the lessons of A Course in Miracles. I'm glad you're here. Today we're studying lesson number 158. Today I learned to give as I receive. And this is one of the huge themes of the Course where we actually start to learn, what do these words mean? What is giving? What is receiving? Is there a difference? What does Jesus have to say about all this? And I have a pretty good explanation for what occurred to me after sitting with this lesson for a little while. So I'll share that with you after we go through this. So get ready for this one. It's an excellent lesson, lots of amazing teachings, lots of tidbits for you to carry with you in your life, but especially today. So here we go. Today I learned to give as I receive. What has been given you? The knowledge that you are a mind. In mind and purely mind, sinless forever, wholly unafraid, because you were created out of love. Nor have you left your source, remaining as you were created. This was given you as knowledge, which you cannot lose. It was given as well to every living thing, for by that knowledge only does it live. So really quickly there, there's a few things that are jumping out. First of all, that we are purely mind. So when we see the reflection of this in the mirror and we interact with people on this earth plane, at some level, at some point, it's going to get through to us that is actually a dream. And it's all sort of this metaphorical thing that we're meant to learn from in order to remember who and what we truly are. So that's point number one. And then this was given you as knowledge, which you cannot lose. So what that's telling us, Jesus is saying, you already know everything. You already know, you just have to remember. And then the last, it was given as well to every living thing, for by that knowledge only does it live. So every living thing, at least during my experience here as a human on earth, when I think of living things, I immediately think of nature. But also, like, everything is alive. If you think in terms of quantum, all cells, every atom, everything is alive. Everything has a life. And it only has a life because it has the knowledge that God planted in the mind of it, that it can live, that it has been created. And now go forth and create based upon your being alive. I don't know, that's what I got out of that first paragraph. You have received all this. No one who walks the world but has received it. It is not this knowledge what you give, for that is what creation gave. All this cannot be learned. What then are you to learn to give today? Our lesson yesterday evoked a theme found early in the text. Experience cannot be shared directly in the way that vision can. The revelation that the Father and the Son are one will come in time to every mind. Yet is that time determined by the mind itself, not taught. So it came to me when I was reading this is how we strive to learn and understand, and this like seeking energy is actually like seeping your energy. We are going to be illuminated with whatever tidbits of wisdom that we're meant to know at the perfect time. So we can stop seeping our energy, seeking for everything outside of us to either validate us or prove to us that we deserve love, that we are worthy. All these things, we're in this like striving energy, constantly striving. And I think what this is telling us is you can't go seek this out. It is, as you continue to do your work, your awareness expands and expands into the place where you just know, oh, I am love. I came from love. I'm here in this dream experience for the purpose of love. And your path may be more specific to forgiveness or, healing certain wounds, perhaps that have been like stretched over eons of your DNA, whether it's human or non-human or whatever. Like, I think we all have a very unique individual purpose here on earth at this time, but it's not something that we can work really hard for and seek and get after. Like, it's sort of, the light comes on when it's meant to. We just have to continue doing our practice. The time is set already. It appears to be quite arbitrary, yet there is no step along the road that anyone takes but by chance. It has already been taken by him, although he has not yet embarked on it. For time but seems to go in one direction. We but undertake a journey that is over, yet it seems to have a future still unknown to us. I love this too, talking about time. Our linear understanding of time is a big stumbling block for us in our incarnation. I think time is more about a spiral where you're spiraling in and out of lightness and darkness as you have these experiences that I guess are happening all at the same time. And you're just kind of going with this flow that's taking you in and out of certain things at some pace that your soul decided was what you could handle or what you wanted to accomplish in this lifetime. And actually I did an interview with my friend David about time, and we haven't really scratched the surface on like this level of it, but it is just a teaser indicating that we have been taught time and understanding of time that it's not really serving our highest good, our greatest good, but as soon as you awaken to that, then you begin to realize that you now have the power of decision. The power of decision is your own, to choose what you're going to believe in and what you're not, what you're going to listen to and say, oh, I don't like that, and you can let it go and go discover your own understanding of time and create your own meaning around it, rather than just, giving in and letting yourself be pulled into the ego's world, which is basically what this whole thing is. Time is a trick, a sleight of hand, a vast illusion in which figures come and go as if by magic. Yet there is a plan behind appearances that does not change. The script is written. When experience will come to end your doubting has been set. For we but see the journey from the point at which it ended. Looking back on it, imagining we make it once again, reviewing mentally what has gone by. Oh, so much is in that one too. The script is written. And we do look back at it. We're stuck in the past most of the time. I love it. This is such a good one, you guys. A teacher does not give experience because he did not learn it. It revealed itself to him at its appointed time. But vision is his gift. This he can give directly, for Christ's knowledge is not lost because he has a vision he can give to anyone who asks. The Father's will and his are joined in knowledge. Yet there is a vision which the Holy Spirit sees because the mind of Christ beholds it too. So it's another beautiful picture being painted for us that our minds are all connected. So it's our ego that wants to articulate things in our language and our words. We want to communicate with people. We want to find common ground. We want to feel comfortable and safe. But most of that is around the body. We're actually connected in our minds all the time. I was going to say 24/7, but I held back on that because the whole time thing isn't necessarily 24/7. What is that? A little tiny description. I could say always. Our minds are always connected. And what we share with each other, we may not share by talking or writing. I want to make this very profound post on Facebook or something like that. All you have to do is have the dawning of awareness in your mind, and it's shared. I think that's the giving and receiving, that part that we don't understand. All right, here is the joining of the world of doubt and shadows made with the intangible. Here is a quiet place within the world made holy by forgiveness and by love. Here are all contradictions reconciled, for here the journey ends. Experience, unlearned, untaught, unseen, is merely there. This is beyond our goal, for it transcends what needs to be accomplished. Our concern is with Christ's vision. This we can attain. Christ's vision has one law. It does not look upon a body and mistake it for the Son whom God created. It beholds a light beyond the body, an idea beyond what can be touched, a purity undimmed by errors, pitiful mistakes, and fearful thoughts of guilt from dreams of sin. It sees no separation, and it looks on everyone, on every circumstance, all happenings and all events, without the slightest fading of the light it sees. That is a powerful paragraph about darkness and light, and about what we are actually giving and receiving. It's not our clever ideas or even our talents and our skills. Yes, those things are beautiful and do communicate soul level light and love. But this is teaching us that just our beingness, just being is enough. And all the stories we've made up about ourselves, that we're not pure, that we've made too many mistakes, that we're, whatever our neuroses are, we're all unique in that way, but whatever that is, that's keeping us away from the light, it's all untrue. And it seeps our energy rather than accepting and allowing and resisting and non-resisting what is, which is simply love, simply living, simply being, and waiting for the voice of God to tell us what's the next step. Okay, so, and it looks on everyone, on every circumstance, all happenings and all events without the slightest fading of the light it sees. So that just means no judgment, no guilt, no regrets. Just, fuck yeah, life is amazing and I'm living it and I'm not apologizing for one thing. This can be taught and must be taught by all who would achieve it. It requires but the recognition that the world cannot give anything that faintly can compare with this in value, nor set up a goal that does not merely disappear when this has been perceived. And this you give today. See no one as a body. Greet him as the Son of God he is, acknowledging that he is one with you in holiness. Thus are his sins forgiven him, for Christ has vision that has power to overlook them all. In his forgiveness are they gone. Unseen by one, they merely disappear, because a vision of the holiness that lies beyond them comes to take their place. It matters not what form they took, nor how enormous they appeared to be, nor who seemed to be hurt by them. They are no more, and all effects they seem to have are gone with them, undone and never to be done. That is true forgiveness. That's the forgiveness practice that we're all learning with the Course in Miracles, is to see people not as a body and to see them as completely perfect, have never sinned, made a mistake, hurt anyone. That's not easy. I feel like it's coming to me, but it's still, even this morning walking the dog, there's a lady who, I guess her dog is afraid of Delphi, and I was approaching her and Delphi was off the leash and she was clearly scared, walking with a cane, very, just felt like she had a heaviness about her, that she was really holding on to a lot of things. And so as I was approaching her, I was like, no judgment. And I'm also not going to apologize or feel bad for her because of the way she looks or the way she's walking. I'm just going to keep walking my pace, my speed. We're getting closer and closer to this woman. And she turns around and she's like, can you just wait? I just need to put my dog on the leash. And I was thinking, you're free to do whatever you want. And I just had a hold of Delphi on her collar and just kept on walking and let it go. But it's just this idea that I saw her as like weak and frail and afraid in the moment, and it didn't feel good. So as I was walking past her, I was just thinking, may we all be free, may we all be loved, may we all have peace. So yeah, I'm still working on that, seeing the Christ vision, but that's our job here. Thus do you learn to give as you receive, and thus Christ's vision looks on you as well. This lesson is not difficult to learn if you remember in your brother you see but yourself. If he be lost in sin, so must you be. If you see light in him, your sins have been forgiven by yourself. Each brother whom you meet today provides another chance to let Christ's vision shine on you and offer you the peace of God. It matters not when revelation comes, for that is not of time. Yet time has still one gift to give, in which true knowledge is refined in a way so accurate its images shares its unseen holiness. Its likeness shines with its immortal love. We practice seeing with the eyes of Christ today. And by the holy gifts we give, Christ's vision looks upon ourselves as well. So that is our challenge. We move from this idea of understanding, giving, and receiving to seeing others as pure perfection, without our judgments, without our stories that we have about them, and all of that. Because really, it's just reflecting ourselves, something that we see in ourselves that our ego has cleverly told us couldn't possibly exist because we're better than that, or whatever the excuse is. So the vision that I had with this lesson, today I learned to give as I receive, was about this idea that I started off talking about that striving, seeking energy. It's because we want to prove that we're worthy to get back into heaven, which according to the Course, we never left. And so what I called it was the heaven party, and that somehow there's this access roster, and if your name isn't on the list, you can't get in. And there's obviously people in there, but the reality is those people aren't trying to block your access to heaven. The souls who've gone on to the other side, they're partying in the heaven party, and they're awake. They know all the answers to the questions that we have right here, right now. They've got all that. So I'm a little envious of all of that, but they're also not trying to keep us out of heaven. They're not saying you're not invited to the party, you're not pretty enough to be in the party, you're not accomplished enough to be in the party, you haven't done every freaking thing you said you were going to do on your to-do list for the past month, so you can't come to the party, you're a piece of shit, you're too fat, you're too whatever, nothing is true about any of the judgments we have about ourselves as to why we can't get into the heaven party. So to me, the giving and receiving is that love is actually the energy that envelops us and surrounds us all the time. And the ego part of our mind is the one that tries to construct the false reality that says we're not worthy of the love of the heaven party. And when we just step that aside, even if it's just temporarily, because it might come back, it probably will come back if we're still walking around with other humans in this illusory dream thing, it's okay to let yourself go there, but then to come back on the path to the heaven party. Like, we deserve to be here. We are emanate, as soon as you realize that, as soon as that drops in, oh yeah, I am worthy. I don't have to change anything. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can break every single rule. It doesn't matter. I've never sinned. This is all an illusion. Then you're actually giving. And you're giving in a way that people can receive because it's all energetic. Your awareness, your light switches coming on, the aha moments are the gifts that you give. So you don't have to do anything. I need do nothing. I just need to do my practice. I need to keep waking up and keep trusting that this beautiful blue book is guiding me toward my salvation. And it's going to look nothing and feel like nothing I ever could imagine or expect while I'm cramped inside of this body during this incarnation. So it is an exciting journey because we really don't know how it's going to end. We don't. But the script is written and the ending has already been chosen. So why not take the time to make each day a new experience of love and forgiveness and peace and learning, and keep starting fresh. Keep reading the blue book. Keep letting the words kind of work their way down into your depth and your beingness. Because the more that we can release and let go of, the more exciting this adventure is going to become. And when the time comes for us to leave our body, we're going to be in a much better place to have that departure be a blissful experience. And hopefully at that point, we'll be able to speak our truth enough that the people who are surrounding us are going to be celebrating their faces off because they know that we are graduating, that we got the call, that it's time for us to move on to the next mission. Not that we're attached and sorry and sad and all that. Like, it's two totally different energies, and we get to choose how we live and I think how we die. So thank you so much for joining me on the channel today. And I hope that you enjoy this lesson, and I'll see you back here again on the next video.